All right, Tesla trunk essentials. Need to know. So, bringing this video because I am tired of seeing Tesla stranded on the side of the road, guys. Can't tell you how many Teslas I've seen, and like I see these Model 3s. I'm on the interstate. They're parked there. The emergency flashers on. These cars rarely have any kind of a motor issue or any kind of a major failure. Most of the time, these people are broken down because of A, they ignored all of the warnings from Tesla saying that they needed to charge, and they ignored all of the routes that the car gives you to go to a supercharger or any charger for that matter, because now there's a setting that Tesla adds to the software, which is allow use of third-party chargers, which opens their network up of charging substantially. They also give you the adapter you need to switch to the North American charging standard, NACS or whatever they call it. So like everything's there. If you're in a Tesla and you're dead, like it's because of your own user negligence, like you didn't pay attention. I've been driving a Tesla for 2.5 years now. The car has never died on me. There's warnings that tell you far ahead of time when you need to charge, and on top of that, you have about 10 miles of range even once the car hits zero. Tesla did that intentionally because they know people are going to drive the cars down to zero. So zero is not really zero. It's like 3%. Like there's a little more range than you think when you hit zero. But look, guys, I brought this video because I'm going to show you guys some of the stuff I keep in my trunk to make sure that I'm never broken down on the side of the road, because like A, it's because they ran out of battery, or B, it's because they got a flat tire. Many of you know Tesla does not give you a spare, not even a donut on these cars. Matter of fact, there's nowhere even to put a spare except for the trunk. But I'm going to show y'all what I do, and it's really helped me thus far because I never want to be one of those Teslas stranded on the side of the road. I think that looks bad, and people see that and go, oh, stupid Tesla broke down. And it makes people already hate Teslas enough as it is, like, which I don't know why, but they do. So we don't need us breaking down if you're a Tesla owner, because then it makes us look even worse. So to be prepared, I keep a few things in the trunk, and I would recommend that y'all do this as well. First thing is a full-size spare. You can get this from T-Sport line for about $300. You can buy a rim. If you want, they'll include a tire for about $100, but really you just need the rim, and you can have your own tire mounted. This is well worth the investment. If you don't want a full-size spare, they sell a donut kit for like, I think $200 with a donut. But like, guys, come on, spend the extra $100, get you a full-size spare. It's going to take a little more space in your trunk, but it's going to be worth it, trust me. I mean, because you can ride on this and go whatever speed. On a donut, you're going to be limited on speed, and you're going to have to watch how you make your turns and how you drive, because a donut's not made to be used permanently. And like this, like you put the full-size spare on, you could do whatever you want. It's a full-size spare. So recommend that to start. I can put links from T-Sport line where you could buy a rim. If you don't want to spend that much, you could find a rim anywhere else for these Teslas. Like all you really need is a rim. It doesn't have to be a matching set. In my case, I wanted the matching set, which is why I got this, but it could be any rim, long as it has the bolt pattern and it's made for a Tesla. You'll be fine. Mount a tire on it, get a full-size spare. That's my rant on that. Next thing is, keep you a digital tire gauge. Like these are like $20, maybe not even that, like $8 at Walmart. And it's digital. You turn it on, you can measure your exact PSI on the car. Super helpful. If you have wheel locks, obviously keep your wheel lock key. I keep mine in the trunk. Keep this, and if you live in an area with high crime, like I live in New Orleans, so of course I have wheel locks, get these. T-Sport line actually does sell some. I don't recommend buying them though. They're shit. I'm just being honest with you guys. Like the key has failed on me twice with those. I ended up spending the $50 on the official Tesla kit, and this key is way better quality. The metal's stronger. The key doesn't break like the T-Sport line ones do. I'm not trying to hate on them. I'm just being honest. But if you guys don't have wheel locks, I recommend keeping that key in your trunk. That's something else, because it's not going on there. But yeah, I keep this in there. It's hidden. It's out the way. If somebody breaks in the car, they're not going to break in the trunk. They're going to break into the interior looking for stuff. So keep that. Next thing, if you have a Model 3, your bolts are going to be a 21 millimeter socket on the Model 3, or I believe the Ys are a 21 as well. Keep you one of those in here. Keep you a set of jack pucks. Always keep this in your trunk. I have a full set I keep back here. You never know when somebody's gonna need a jack up on the car or when you're gonna need to do that. So it helps to have this. You need it, guys. The next thing I have is I have the flat kit from Tesla. I've never used this once. I don't actually recommend you buy this. I don't think it's good for anything, but I keep it in here for the hell of it. It's got the compressor and the, like, this is one of their original ones. The new one looks way different, but you see it's got like a compressor and it's got the tire glue or whatever it is inside of it, so you can fill the tire up in a pinch. Like, I mean, if you don't have this already, I don't recommend buying it. I don't think it's worth it. There's other things you can do that are helpful besides buying this. Next thing I keep back here is I keep a med kit in the trunk. Never know when you need a med kit. So I have that. I keep a safety vest. If I'm ever broken down on the side of the road, I can put this on and this will allow me so I can be seen by other drivers. I keep warning triangles, which are what these orange things are under here. These are emergency triangles. I keep a Tesla mobile charger. That's something that I think is imperative. Make sure you have both the NEMA 1450 adapter and the 120 volt outlet adapter in there. This keeps you guys, like, if you're ever in a pinch and you need a charge, you can charge with this. Again, this is something I would highly recommend every Tesla owner keep in their trunk. They stopped including this. It's $250 to buy it, just forewarning, but it's worth it, guys. Plus, if you ever buy a family member's house and they don't have a wall connector like this, like you might have at your house, or if you're not by a supercharger, in a pinch, guys, you could plug in at the family member's house. If they've got a dryer, you could borrow their dryer outlet with the NEMA 1450. You could, you could plug in on their patio and have it charging overnight and just get a little extra juice in it. Or worst case, if you guys are on the road and there's literally no chargers, which this should never happen because superchargers are everywhere, but if there's not, you could find a McDonald's and plug up with this, like, and just discreetly do it somewhere, or McDonald's, or like a trailer park or somewhere, guys. Like, there should never be an instance where you don't have this, because I think it's really needed on these cars. You never know when you need to charge in a pinch. So that's something I would recommend having. Keep that in the back. The next thing I have is I have a manual tire gauge in case the Tesla one isn't working. I can use this to fill my tires up with air in case I ever get a flat. I have a plug kit. This is something, again, highly recommend you guys have this. In this plug kit, I have a few things. I got this on Amazon. You can find them there. They're really cheap, but this is what it has in it. I'll show this. It's got a pair of pliers in case you need to pull a nail or a screw out. It's got a razor blade in case you need to cut the plug when you're done plugging the tire. It's got a manual gauge in case this digital one, for some reason, the battery dies in it, which you have to think about that because it does have a battery. So I always have a manual tire gauge as a backup. I don't know where this came out of. I think it was right here. Anyway, it's got a manual tire gauge. You've got a variety of plugs. You have skinny plugs. You have fat plugs. All the plugs you can need are in here. Again, this kit's like 20 bucks on Amazon. Super helpful. I keep a tread depth tool in case you ever have a tire that's wearing oddly for some reason. You could use this to check the tread depth on it. I think that's important, so I keep that with my tire kit. You've got the actual plug tool for inserting the plug, and then you have the tool for cleaning out the hole once you remove the bolt or nail or screw or whatever it is that got your tire. Along with that is I keep this in here, which is a set of extra tire caps for the tires in case you lose one. It has metal and plastic. It has also a valve stem remover is what this is. So in case you guys have to remove the valve stem, they just screw in and out. You can do that with this. There is a TPMS on the other end though, so if you are removing a valve stem, I don't know how that would work with the TPMS, but I have it just in case. And then of course a bunch of extra valve stems. I don't know why it's getting blurry like that, in case those ever need to be changed. Okay, so this is something else I keep in the trunk that I think is important. You just never know. This could save you. Oh, and your plug lube for getting the plug in. Always helps to have lube. So next thing is I keep this, which is probably going to be one of the biggest things I have in my trunk. This is a scissor jack. My car is lifted, and this is plenty tall enough to get completely under the car. I had my dad weld this on there for me. This is a flat plate of steel. Most scissor jacks are going to have this like that in there, which is like this claw grip. I don't know if y'all can see it, but they have like this claw grip like that, and that's for grabbing the frame on a normal car. Teslas obviously don't have that. They have a flat underside, and you put the jack puck in the mounting point, and you jack up on the jack puck. So in Tesla's case, you will probably need to have some kind of a flat plate like this welded on there. But if you know somebody knows how to weld, like again, my dad welded this, you can get a flat plate of steel like this from any kind of mechanic shop or a metalworking shop. Have them weld that on there. Make sure it's thick to support the weight of the car, and they do a good job welding it. And once they do that, you have a nice flat surface that you can jack up on under the car. And as I said, this is made for a truck, so it goes plenty high enough. In a pinch, and you need to change a tire and swap that new spare rim, full-size rim that you have in your trunk onto the car, you can do that with this jack. Super worth it, guys. These are those emergency cones in case you're, trying to jack the car up on the side of the road with that and put your rim on. You've got your emergency cones plus your vest, so you're safe while you're doing it. I keep a full-size half-inch breaker bar from Icon. They sell this at Harbor Freight. I keep this in the trunk, and this is for breaking those lugs. You get under there, you put your 21 millimeter socket on there, you break your lugs off first, then you jack your car up. Once you jack your car up, then you can finish taking those lugs off, remove the rim, put the spare rim on, then put your lugs on with this and hand tighten them with your breaker bar with this. And then what you'll want to do is go back. The next thing I keep in the trunk is a full-size half-inch torque wrench. This is a click type torsion bar wrench. So I set this to about 130 foot-pounds, if it'll focus there. 130 foot-pounds. And once I'm done manually putting those lugs on, once I drop the car back down on the ground with the jack, I'll go back and I'll torque all those lugs down to 130 foot-pounds. And then that's pretty much it, guys. I'm good to go and I'm good to drive off. But these are things like I would seriously invest in. It's going to take some trunk space, but whatever. If it saves you from getting stranded on the side of the road, worth it, all right? So next thing, of course, is the arms. This is just for the scissor jack. You hook that on there, and then you use this to jack up on it. And the last thing I have in here that I believe is important is a tow strap. This tow strap is rated for 3 tons, which is plenty enough for this car. And that tow strap is for your front eye hook on the front of the car. If you guys don't know, Teslas have a spot right here, and this actually pops out, and there's this place in there where you can screw in the tow hook from in the front of the car. You just screw it in. You could hook your tow strap on there. If you ever get stuck, somebody can pull you out. If you have an all-wheel drive Tesla like this one with the dual motors, it's very rare that you'll ever get stuck because it's got dual motors. But if it happens, you have the tow strap to pull yourself out. Okay, so that's another way you can not get stranded. What I want to do too is in a minute, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like all loaded in here. And then I'll show you what it looks like when you put the flat wood plate down and you have the tire sitting on top. I'll show you how that looks like too. But the reason for this is, guys, Tesla allows you to be towed once when you have a car. After that, it's going to charge you $400 to get towed. If you have one of those tire protection plans, like Continental offers a total confidence plan, they actually offer up to 3 tows a year. But if you go through this, guys, and you have the right supplies, a scissor jack, a breaker bar, 21 millimeter socket, pressure gauge, tire pump, full-size spare, and a torque wrench, like, you should never get stranded because you'll have a tire you can swap out easily yourself without having to go through the trouble of getting towed. All of this is to save you guys from that trouble of getting towed. Do it yourself. You save money, you save time, you're on the road. You can go bring that tire to get fixed, and boom, you're good to go. So I want to show you how this is all loaded. Give me 1 second. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's all loaded. Walking up to the trunk, you've got I keep the bag with the jack pucks, the socket, the tire gauge, and all of those things. I keep that in there in the little corner cubby. So that's where that goes. Sits nicely. I keep the spare tire right there in the trunk. If you're someone who has kids and you use the car a lot, you have a car seat in the back and you need trunk space for groceries and like toys for the kids and whatever you have going on if you have kids, a spare tire might not be ideal for you because you're going to need this trunk space, and it does eat about 50% of your trunk space to have a full-size spare back here. So maybe something like the donut they sell in a pinch would be a better option for you, or just invest in tires that have the total confidence plan, so if you do get a flat, you can get towed. But if you're someone who doesn't have kids like me, then in that case, having a full-size spare is the much more ideal option. But as you guys can see, here's the full trunk. It eats about half of it, but you still have space on top of the tire, and you still have space behind the tire for things. So I keep the torque wrench right here next to the tire, and you can see I'm tugging on it. I just kind of push the tire so it pinches the torque wrench there so it doesn't slide around, and I've been doing this for few months now. It doesn't move at all, even in a performance when you're nailing the throttle at a red light or something. Not that us performance drivers ever do that, but if you were, it's not going to slide around. This tire is so heavy that it's got the grip from the carpet, the friction grip on it. Like, I'm tugging on this, it's not moving, so it ain't going to move with the amount of G's the car pulls when you're doing, like, you know, aggressive acceleration or anything like that on it. So this is what I do. And then all the other stuff is just right under there. You do still have access. As you can see, I can easily pull up on this even with the tire on it, and you can go under there and grab whatever other stuff you have under there, which, yeah. So that's what I recommend, guys. That's what I have in my trunk. Let me know in the comments what some things that you guys have in your trunk, or if you have any options to improve this or things that I haven't thought of in this. But hopefully this helps somebody out there. These are things, even if you're a new Tesla owner, watch the video, invest in these things. They're going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. Trust me, I've been through some hell with this car. These are things that you have to have. So that's what I would recommend. Until the next video, I'm out.